A noteworthy exchange unfolded between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the prominent technology figure, Elon Musk, focusing explicitly on the potential for India-US collaboration in technology and innovation. Prime Minister Modi confirmed this telephone discussion via the social media platform X, noting it revisited topics from a meeting earlier in the year held in Washington and reaffirming India's commitment to advancing such partnerships. This dialogue does not occur in isolation. Rather, it aligns closely with India's concurrent pursuit of a bilateral trade agreement with the United States, an effort given urgency by the context of potential American tariffs and recent trade actions initiated on April 2nd before being paused. Furthermore, the conversation precedes the imminent arrival of U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance in India, scheduled to begin his visit on April 21st for discussions encompassing economic, trade, and geopolitical dimensions. The engagement also involves Musk's own considerable business ambitions within the Indian market itself. These specific corporate interests within India are advancing concurrently. His satellite internet venture, Starlink, formalized preliminary steps in March through an agreement with major Indian telecom providers, although operational launch hinges upon securing regulatory clearance from the Indian government. Parallel to this, preparations for Tesla's market entry are underway, evidenced by active recruitment for key positions in Delhi and Mumbai and reported searches for suitable showroom locations within these metropolitan hubs. These concrete commercial activities provide tangible substance to the broader discussion on technological partnership. Compounding the commercial aspect is Musk's position within the American political structure. His recognized proximity to President Trump and his official capacity leading the Department of Government Efficiency introduce a layer of complexity. This dual status as both a significant private entrepreneur seeking market access and a figure within the U.S. administration invariably colors the interactions and negotiations surrounding his ventures and the potential technology collaborations discussed with Prime Minister Modi. These bilateral interactions unfold within a larger geopolitical framework characterized by escalating trade friction between the United States and China. This ongoing dispute serves as a significant catalyst, prompting Washington to recalibrate its international economic relationships and potentially heightening the strategic importance of strengthening ties with nations like India. The push for closer India-US cooperation, therefore, gains impetus from this broader competitive dynamic. The urgency underpinning the current diplomatic and commercial exchanges is further amplified by specific, recent trade actions. The imposition of 27% tariffs on certain Indian goods by the Trump administration on April 2nd, followed swiftly by a 90-day suspension, created immediate pressure. This sequence directly contributed to the accelerated pace now evident in the efforts by both New Delhi and Washington to conclude their outstanding trade negotiations, forming a critical backdrop to Vice President Vance's upcoming visit. Vice President Vance's forthcoming meetings, set to commence on April 21st with Prime Minister Modi, are designed to address the broad spectrum of economic, trade, and geopolitical relationships between the two nations, accompanied by his family, including his wife Usha Vance, whose heritage connects to Andhra Pradesh. Yet juxtaposed against this backdrop of high-level diplomatic engagement and aspirational discussions about technology partnerships are existing points of tangible friction involving Mr. Musk's own corporate entities within India. One notable instance is the ongoing legal challenge initiated by Musk's social media platform, X, against the Indian government itself, presenting a direct conflict even as collaboration is explored in other sectors. Furthermore, the path for Starlink's entry is not merely procedural. It involves navigating a competitive landscape, notably positioning Musk's venture against established domestic interests in the satellite internet domain, a dynamic highlighted by the described billionaire battle for market share. These operational realities and legal confrontations demonstrate that the pursuit of technological and innovative collaboration, while verbally affirmed, must contend with complex commercial rivalries and specific regulatory or judicial hurdles already present on the ground. Therefore, the significance of the Modi-Musk conversation extends beyond a simple declaration of intent for technological cooperation. It reflects a complex interplay where high-level political dialogue intersects directly with specific, high-stakes commercial ventures seeking entry into a heavily regulated and competitive market. The very definition of collaboration in technology and innovation remains somewhat undefined in public statements, potentially encompassing broad strategic alignment or more narrowly facilitating the entry of specific U.S. firms like Tesla and Starlink. Examining Elon Musk's unique position requires acknowledging the potential influence derived from his dual roles. Operating simultaneously as a prominent industrialist pursuing market access and a designated official within the U.S. administration, heading the Department of Government Efficiency, creates an unusual channel. This convergence could theoretically streamline certain processes or provide unique leverage, yet it also introduces potential conflicts of interest and complicates the perception of discussions purely focused on bilateral technological advancement. India's strategic calculation in these engagements appears multifaceted. There is a clear objective to leverage potential U.S. technological partnerships and investments, as articulated by Prime Minister Modi. Simultaneously, navigating the immediate pressure of U.S. trade policy, including the recently imposed and paused tariffs, necessitates pragmatic negotiation. Managing these dynamics involves balancing the allure of collaboration with entities like Musk's companies against protecting domestic interests and addressing pre-existing legal or competitive challenges, such as the X lawsuit or the contest within the satellite internet sector. The upcoming visit by Vice President Vance, therefore, offers a platform not just for reaffirming broad strategic alignment, but potentially for addressing these intricate layers where overarching geopolitical goals meet specific commercial realities and ongoing trade disputes. Looking beyond the immediate interactions, these developments signal a significant facet of India's contemporary foreign policy maneuvering. The nation is clearly engaged in a delicate balancing act, seeking advanced technological capabilities and robust economic partnerships with the United States, while simultaneously navigating the complexities introduced by the current U.S. administration's trade policies and its distinct geopolitical priorities. The emphasis on technology and innovation, highlighted in the Modi Musk conversation, aligns directly with India's long-term domestic development goals, aiming to bolster indigenous capacity and participate more fully in the global high-tech economy. However, acquiring such technologies, particularly through partnerships with American firms, inevitably carries geopolitical implications, positioning India within the broader strategic competition unfolding, notably between the U.S. and China. This pursuit of technological advancement thus becomes intertwined with larger questions of strategic alignment and influence within the Indo-Pacific region and globally. The very public nature of these engagements, Modi's social media post, Musk's known market entry plans, the high-profile Vance visit, transmits signals to the wider international community. Potential investors and other global technology companies observe how India manages relations with influential figures like Musk and navigates the demands of the U.S. administration, potentially influencing their own investment decisions and perceptions of India's business environment. Ultimately, the dialogue between Prime Minister Modi and Elon Musk serves as a microcosm of the larger, intricate relationship unfolding between New Delhi and Washington. It encapsulates the convergence of national economic ambitions, specific corporate interests, pressing trade negotiations driven by tariff threats, and the overarching influence of global power dynamics, demonstrating a relationship characterized by both significant opportunity and inherent complexity. Consequently, attention now shifts towards the immediate horizon, particularly the outcomes anticipated from Vice President Vance's visit commencing April 21st. This high-level engagement provides a formal governmental channel to potentially consolidate or clarify the understandings reached in more informal discussions, like the one between Modi and Musk, placing them within the official framework of bilateral relations. The agenda, encompassing economic, trade, and geopolitical ties, suggests a comprehensive effort to address the multifaceted nature of the current relationship, moving beyond singular issues like technology or specific market access requests. The success of these upcoming talks, especially concerning the urgent need to finalize trade negotiations before the tariff pause potentially expires, will serve as a crucial indicator. Resolving the trade friction constructively could create a more favorable environment for advancing cooperation in other areas, including the technology and innovation sectors highlighted by Modi and Musk. Conversely, a failure to reach agreement could exacerbate existing tensions and potentially complicate the progress of ventures like Tesla's and Starlink's entry into the Indian market, regardless of prior discussions. Therefore, the period following the Vance visit will be critical for observing whether the expressed potential for collaboration translates into tangible agreements and operational realities, or if underlying trade disputes and competitive dynamics continue to shape the trajectory of India-US engagement in these key domains. A successful resolution stemming from the Vance meetings, particularly achieving stability in the trade relationship and mitigating the tariff pressures, would directly impact the feasibility of enhanced technological cooperation. Such an outcome could create a more predictable and favorable regulatory environment, potentially accelerating processes like the government approval sought by Starlink and facilitating Tesla's establishment of operations, including securing showroom locations and finalizing its market entry strategy. Improved bilateral economic ties generally foster greater confidence for foreign investment in complex technological partnerships. Conversely, should the trade negotiations stall or the threat of tariffs persist beyond the current pause, the operational landscape for these American technology ventures could become considerably more challenging. A climate of unresolved economic disputes might translate into bureaucratic impediments or a general cooling of enthusiasm for facilitating the entry of firms associated with the administration imposing trade restrictions, thereby hindering the very collaboration potential highlighted in the Modi-Musk exchange. Existing legal challenges, such as the one involving Platform X, could also potentially escalate or become harder to resolve amicably within a context of heightened bilateral friction. Thus, the tangible progress of specific initiatives like Starlink and Tesla in India appears causally linked to the successful management of the overarching economic and trade dynamics between the two countries, making the outcome of the impending high-level discussions particularly consequential. In essence, the conversation between Prime Minister Modi and Elon Musk regarding technology serves as a potent illustration of the current India-US relationship's intricate weave. It highlights how aspirations for advanced technological synergy are directly conditioned by the immediate realities of trade negotiations, the specific commercial imperatives of powerful corporate actors, and the overarching geopolitical climate. The viability of translating stated collaborative potential into concrete outcomes hinges critically on the capacity of both nations to navigate these intertwined pressures, particularly the resolution of existing economic tensions. Progress in high-technology domains appears inextricably linked to the successful management of these broader, complex strategic and commercial dynamics. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this analysis, and be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more geopolitical insights like this. I love hearing your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Share this video with anyone interested in deeper perspectives on current events. Until next time, stay informed and think critically. Thank you.